I have photographic proof that the thylacine is still alive. At least, that's the email that I got from this guy named Henry just last week that we'll be digging into here shortly. This happens all the time. I get dozens of emails per week from someone saying they have evidence of a black panther, ivory-billed woodpecker, eastern mountain lion, you name it. And it's always either a case of mistaken identity for the wrong species or outright fraud. In this video, I'm going to take you through vetting one of these scenarios, a very compelling one that may indeed actually be legit. But first, let me explain what happened. About a week ago, a kid named Henry reached out, and Henry tells me that his buddy Zack and Zack's dad were on a road trip through Tasmania when they pulled over to help an injured dog that ends up being a thylacine. Now this story all seems like nonsense, except there are incredible photos that I'm going to show you guys here in a moment that my team and I are really having a hard time poking holes in that look really, really good. However, there are some major red flags. First of all, the guy's kind of odd, as you'll see. He doesn't want to be interviewed, he wants to cover up his face, and it was a whole process of talking him into being willing to even come on this Zoom, as you guys will see here shortly. In addition to that, he doesn't really remember his flight path. He named some weird cities. We asked him for follow-up information and photographs from the rest of his trip to Tasmania that he wasn't willing to provide. I'm just very skeptical overall. But these photos are so freaking good that I really wanted to outsource this and make this sort of a crowdsourcing bullshit for you guys at home to take a look at. So the video I'm about to share with you guys is a little bit different. It's the full, raw, unedited phone call and interview so that you guys at home have all the facts that I have. Because this one is so crazy when you see the pics and how real they look. We want you, the viewer, to see everything that has happened, all the nuances, and maybe you guys at home can pick up on things that my team and I haven't. The whole thing is very curious, but if the photos you're about to see are possibly legit, this would be the largest natural history discovery of our lifetime. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and let's get right into it. This photo's f***ing crazy, dude. Wow, 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 wow. Holy oh my God. First thing I'm gonna do is read you the email that I got. So this is the email. Lazarus Species Photographs is the title. Good day, Forrest. I'm not sure if you will see this, but a friend of mine has had an up-close encounter with a thylacine in Tasmania this week and took some amazing photos of the animal, which to me unquestionably confirms the animal still lives on. They wish to remain anonymous, red flag number 1, but the road they were on during the encounter was somewhere on Upper Stowport at night where he pulled over and saw it. There are several amazing and kind of creepy pictures of the animal caught in the flash of my buddy's torch. Didn't want to make this public, so yeah, I will eagerly await your feedback. I already contacted TAGOA, which is the Thylacine Awareness Group of Australia, for those listening, and they have yet to respond, and I am frankly not sure if they ever will. I hope you email me back so I can get the photos to you. Have a great day. Okay, couple things here. So it's his friend and not him, red flag number 1. The friend wants to remain anonymous, red flag number 2. They've contacted TAGOA, which isn't a red flag, but it makes sense. But the story gets deeper. So I had Liam, who's on my team, reach out to this person whose name was Henry and say, hey, Henry, can you give me the details? Can you send the photos? And I'm going to show you guys the photos shortly. We went through kind of a roundabout way. Through Henry, we got the story. Now, the story was that Henry's friend Zack and his dad were driving on Upper Stowport Road late at night when they saw something, pulled over, and sure enough got these photographs of a thylacine. Well, I said to this kid, Henry, who's from Chicago, by the way, not Tasmania, red flag number 4. I said, Henry, I have to talk to the guy who got these photos. I can't hear this secondhand. If you guys want me to believe this story, I have to actually talk to someone. And I have all of the audio recordings of these phone calls, which we may add in here as we go, depending on how this interview goes. Now, I finally got a hold of Zack, who's the kid that has the encounter with the thylacine. And he agreed to do a call, but still wants to remain anonymous while we talk about and review these photos. So first thing I'm going to do right now, and Zack doesn't know this is coming, is I'm going to call him and see if I can talk him out of being anonymous to show his face to give credibility. I've already asked him a lot of questions over the phone, which you may or may not hear if we include the audio recording in this video. But this is it, guys. This could be the first official sighting of the thylacine, if this holds up. So you guys are seeing this live with me. We'll see what happens. Hey, Zach, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Fine.
Oh, good, man. You're still good for our Zoom in a couple minutes here?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sweet. So sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm just checking my email to see if you sent me the link or if you probably sent, you sent it to our phone, never mind.
Liam should have sent you the link a couple days ago, I think. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Sweet. And then Liam mentioned he wasn't sure whether or not you were wanting to show your face. Where are we on that?
No face.
No face?
No face.
Can I give you my pitch as to why I think it would be great to have your face on it?
Yeah, sure.
You stand by all of this, obviously, right? So in order for this to not seem like a shady hoax, which I'm not saying it is, I don't want you to take that the wrong way, but remember when we discussed, I was like, how do we make this, the substantial discovery that it is? I think it's going to be important that you show your face on the Zoom. How do you feel about that?
I don't share my face. I want to share my face on the internet or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel you on that. What if you share it with me here and then we blur it out if we make this public? How does that sound?
What? I gotta think about that.
Because I think, like I'm saying, I think people can understand that, like, this guy doesn't want to be known. He doesn't want to be widely, seen and interviewed and all of that. But I think, standing behind a black screen makes it feel illegitimate. Whereas if you at least show up and we just blur your face, on the Zoom call, then I think that at least has the credibility of this really happened.
Nah. I don't like showing my face.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's have the Zoom nonetheless, and then if you change your mind, like I really think if we want this to be impactful in the world of wildlife science, it would be important for you to stand by it with your face at some point. But it's up to you, man. I'm not going to talk you into it.
I could, if it would help, I could just send a picture.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would help that much. I think it's more hearing it, from someone as opposed to hearing it from a black screen. I think that's where, because I'm going to try and get this vetted by a bunch of experts and people in Tasmania, and I think they're all going to be like, oh, this American kid saw Thylacine on vacation, like, sounds sketchy, versus like, oh, I can see him talking about it and telling the story. I'm just giving you my opinion because I think I don't want this to fall on deaf ears if, assuming it's legit.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm not offended.
What about, Zach, like a hoodie and some shades or something, like the way they do in those old school, like FBI interview movies, like put on a hoodie, put on a face mask, like a COVID mask or a bandana or something and a pair of shades like that. That way, at least it's coming from you.
All right, I could do that.
Let's do that. That helps. I think,
Let's just find something like that.
Yeah. So I think that all works. So why don't you? How many minutes till you want to hop on the Zoom? I'll open the Zoom room right now.
Give me like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. I'll see you there, buddy.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
How long would this last? Is it like going to be like 20 minutes or?
That's about what I was thinking. I was just going to have you tell the whole story, kind of like you did over the phone to me before.
Yeah.
But, explain. And then there's 12 pictures, I think. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pictures. I was hoping I'll screen share with you and we could step through each picture and you could just tell me a little bit about what was happening. I just want to get the full understanding of everything. That's all.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, great. Well, the Zoom room is open, and I will see you in a couple minutes.
All right, I'll pop in.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yep.
So, as you can tell, it's weird, right? He doesn't want to show his face. He's got his own reasons. He's skeptical, which makes me skeptical, right? But as you guys will see when you see these photos in detail, pretty hard to be a hoax. I've got my camera guys sitting here, and they looked into it. There are some weird things that I'll bring up in the interview, like the metadata, which could be from screenshots of the photos. I was contacted for the first time on April 20th, and the metadata says that the photographs are from April 21st and 22nd, which may mean that they were screenshots that were then sent to me because they didn't come from Zack, who I just spoke to on the phone. They came from his friend Henry, who is allegedly on vacation with his dad in Tasmania visiting family. So there are a lot of red flags. I'm incredibly skeptical, but I'm also honored that we're the first people that somebody that says they had a sighting came to and is going to give us this information. So I'm waiting for Zack, if that's his real name, to jump on our Zoom here. Then we're going to go through these photographs. I'm going to cross-question him and see if it's bullshit or see if these photos that are incredibly compelling could possibly be legit and change our entire understanding of thylacine extinction. Do you want to just keep rolling or?
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay.
Is he in there? Wait.
No. Oh, he's here. That was quick. Wait for Tommy.
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
Well. No.
This is all good. I'm glad the cameras are rolling. So he's just jumped in the room. Record on this computer.
Recording in progress.
Okay, you got it? Okay, should we just go? He's here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, this is a big deal. For those watching at home, everybody, I'm getting goosebumps. Everybody's getting nervous. I sure hope this isn't a hoax. Because, I mean, I'm not going to look dumb. This kid's going to look dumb. But this would just be so sad if people are this desperate for attention. So, all right, here we go. Zack, you there? Zack, can you hear me? It says you're muted, and then your camera's off. Uh-oh. Ask to unmute. Let's try that. Zack, you there? Tommy, can you just check and see if he... Yeah, I just felt a text come in. There he is right there.
My password's.
Okay, good to know. Now everybody knows that. I'm here. It's not like
Hello?
me. Oh, there he is. I hear you.
Okay, I think it was just because it was giving me the notification that the meeting was being recorded.
Oh, gotcha. That's okay with you, I presume, right? I mean, we discussed that. Yeah, cool. Sweet. Are you willing to turn your camera on?
Yeah, I'm just finishing up my disguise.
Okay, no problem. Man, this is crazy, Zack. This is the only thing I've been thinking about. I got to tell you, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
I know you're not a big wildlife guy from our original phone call, but to me, this is. Oh yeah, you're fully hidden. Look at you go.
Well, I am a wildlife guy. I'm just not a mammal guy.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's pretty good.
Turtles and snakes and stuff.
Oh, well, I like all those things. But let's talk thylacine. Let's get right into it. So
Yeah.
tell me, I know we chatted about this briefly over the phone, but give me the whole story. Like, where were you? What was the day? What were you doing there? Like, why were you in Tasmania? It's pretty hard for people to believe that a kid from Milwaukee?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis found a thylacine. So yeah, just lay it out for me, please.
So, I was visiting Tasmania with my... Hold on, let me fix my thing. It's falling apart.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. You've got a disguise on, and I look like a beetroot because I was out in the sun all day
Yeah,
yesterday. So
I
it's all
just didn't
good.
want to be holding it up the whole time.
Yeah, you're good, man. Also, if you get comfortable enough, you can just let it fall down because whatever.
I'll just let it fall down maybe when I get comfortable, but
That's
for now,
fine. Whatever you want, man. Like, I don't want to pressure you.
No.
It's weird. I get it.
This is my I don't know. Anyways, so story is
Yeah.
I'm visiting Tasmania with my dad, because we have family down in Tasmania.
Yeah. Where does your family live?
They live in the area near the Snowport. That's
Okay.
what it's called. Upper Snowport, what it's called.
Okay.
Um, and it's my aunt's husband, right? My dad's sister, and she married him. He is from Tasmania,
Okay.
and so
So you're in Tasmania with your dad, right, on this trip. And this is a couple weeks ago?
yes, this was April 12th through 18th.
Gotcha.
It was just 6 days in Tasmania.
Nice.
Yeah, we were just down. My uncle's parents own like a sheep farm down there.
Cool.
Yeah, they've got like the big pastures with the sheep and the wool and all that.
Rad.
Yeah.
Rad. So you're driving. Yeah. Tell me what happened, please.
We had just left. We were about to head back to Darwin International Airport to head back to the States.
Okay.
And it was 11:30-ish.
Okay.
And so we're driving down the road. There's no street lights, so we got our headlamps on. On the side of the road, there's a dog, or what we think is a dog. We pull over because we like dogs, obviously. Who doesn't?
Yep.
We notice it's not a dog, obviously. Pretty quick though, but we're still like gonna try and help it.
Yeah.
And so it might have just been eating something. I don't know, because there was blood. So either it got clipped by something, or it was eating something.
Okay.
So we get out. I've got my flashlight,
Yep.
my phone, not my phone, and my dad has like an actual flashlight,
Yeah.
a real one.
Yep.
So he's shining it, and we're prepared to have to grab this dog.
Yeah. Can I stop you just for 1 second, Zach? So you were driving down the highway and you just saw it lying on the side of the highway, just so I understand it fully.
It wasn't a highway. It was like a small road.
Okay. And it was like lying on the tarmac, or it was in the bushes?
It was half on the tarmac.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's why we were like, oh no, doggy got hit.
Yeah, sure. And you pulled like up to it, or you kind of went by it and turned around, or how did the approach work? I'm trying to think of the animal's behavior.
We pulled on the other side of the road.
That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we didn't want to spook it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we walked across the road because we weren't worried about cars, because we were like the only people we had seen in like an hour of driving.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Like all farmland up there, down there, I guess. And so we crossed the street, we got our flashlights, and the critter pokes his head up, and we can see, he sees us. I'm saying I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but I'm just assuming it was a guy.
That's fine.
And we get close enough because we kind of like we run over because we don't want him to get away.
Yeah. So you've got a phone in your hand and your dad's got a flashlight, correct?
One is like right here.
Okay. So you're holding it like this, basically, or like that. Yeah. Okay.
So at first I got my flashlight out, and then I got my camera out as my dad brings up the actual flashlight, which is a lot brighter than the iPhone one.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
So we get over there and he stands up, and he bares his teeth.
Well, hold on. So you get over there. At what point were you or your dad like, that's not a dog? Or did you still think it was a dog? Or like, what was the thought process?
I thought it was a dog up until it opened its mouth.
Okay.
And it made the shriek sound.
Uh-huh.
Made this like shrieky, almost like a meow.
Can you mimic it? I mean, I'm trying to put you on the spot here, but can you do it? Like, what did it sound like?
Like kind of like a.
It's pretty good. Sounds pretty cool. Okay, I like it. I mean, I don't know what a thylacine sounds like, so it sounds good to me.
I didn't know either. I just assumed, but I knew it wasn't a dog that made that noise.
Okay, yeah.
And like at that point, when he gets up, we're like, okay, buddy, don't bite us. We'll back off and let you be.
Mm-hmm.
Being, and so I took a few pictures because like, oh my gosh, that's not a dog. That's like a dingo or some garbage.
So you didn't know. You weren't like, that's a thylacine. You're just like, that's a weird dog or a dingo or something.
Yeah, well, that's why I sent it to my friend Henry, because he knows about
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha.
Ice Age Pleistocene stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was trying that. I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't bite me, dog. Or dingo, you are big Tasmanian devil. I don't know. And so I snap a few pictures because I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm going to send them to Henry because he knows mammals and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm the turtle guy. And then he gets up, doesn't meow, and then he kind of just turns around and gallops back into there's a line of, I think they're just eucalyptus trees near the fence, right?
Yep.
And so he goes along the fence and into these trees, and that's where I lost him.
And that's it. So how long was the entire encounter, would you say? Like, how long were you with the animal?
Oh man, probably only 30 seconds max.
You got some good photos for 30 seconds.
That's including him running away.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, I had my button.
Yeah.
I was pictures to try and get a good one.
Yeah. And Zach, what did your dad think of this whole thing?
He thought it was a dog. He was like, oh my God, that's a freaky looking dog.
Yeah.
He thought it would belong to the people whose farm we were near.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh, I hope he gets back safe, because we weren't going to follow him.
Sure. Okay. And then, your dad couldn't join us today. You said you guys don't live together, right? And he didn't want to zoom in. Yeah.
Honestly, we don't talk much. This trip was kind of like an outlier thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay, so first I'm going to ask the biggest, hardest question that I think anybody that listens or watches this is going to ask. How do I know this isn't bull, Zach? You know what I mean? Like, this is a big deal. I'm not sure if you're fully grasping like how substantial this discovery could be. Like, how do I know? By the way, I'm just being candid. I don't want to offend you, but it's like, I looked at the photos, I zoomed in, I showed it to a bunch of guys, we checked internet resources, we checked a bunch of stuff. They're all like, yeah, it looks legit. So I'm rooting for you here, but like, how do I know it's not like a hoax? Like, what is there to go on here, Zach?
Well, there's the pictures, and I know in this day and age we can't trust pictures.
Sure.
It's like, from my knowledge of the situation, this is basically like I caught Sasquatch.
Yeah. Totally.
So, I can get you the area where this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite exact, but that stretch of road is pretty not inhabited.
Yeah. Well, let's do this. Let's dig into the photos, because I'm going to screen share with you, and I want to look through the photos, if that's cool, and you can sort of tell me what the animal was doing and what was happening. And this is insane. And then, I'm going to try and like poke holes in it just so you can tell me everything, like how it unfolded, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. And of course, man, I mean, no, you can understand my skepticism, right? It's like, holy shit, this is a big deal. Like, there's so many Bigfooty type thylacine things out there. Like, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just like, I'm trying to cover all my bases here.
I totally, I would be a lot more hesitant if you weren't skeptical,
Sure.
to be honest, because I've seen like Finding Bigfoot, and those guys are crazy. Again, I didn't know you existed before
Yeah.
my friend told you. I did look up some clips. I saw like Animal Planet and junk.
Yep.
I'm not going to say Animal Planet is the catch-all because they also aired Bigfoot.
I'm with you, man.
Anyway,
I'm with you.
yeah, I appreciate a little bit of skepticism.
Great. Well, let's dig into these photos here. So I'm going to go screen share and my desktop. Are you seeing my desktop here?
I am the kelp forest.
Yep, that's it. I like diving. All right, I'm going to pull up these photos. We'll just do them one at a time here. All right, so this is the first photo. Can I ask you, so yeah, what's this photo? Tell me what I'm looking at here, like when this photo happened.
Okay, so that is after he hissed, growled, meowed at me.
Uh-huh.
Right? He turned around and was running along the fence. You can't really see it in the photo, but there's a little like wire and post fence behind him.
Okay.
That I don't think you wanted to get past. Like you didn't want to squeeze through.
Okay.
That's him walking along the
Gotcha.
fence.
So sadly, this is the most like Bigfooty of all the photos, but it's the first one that came up in order, which makes sense because I think it was your last photo. So I'm going to pull up the next one now. Now that one's pretty on the money. That's the face of the animal. So what happened here? Like what am I seeing here, Zach?
Okay, flashlight is coming up at him from the side from my dad.
Okay.
He had just meowed at me.
Okay.
Right? He closed his mouth. He was looking at us. I was looking at him. It was like a standoff.
Yeah.
You know, if you've ever like we weren't sure either one of us was going to do. We were both waiting for the other to attack.
Yep.
And then 2 seconds later, he went off running along the fence.
This photo's crazy, dude. Like, if this is legit, like, I'm believing you. Like, if this is legit, like, holy shit, man. I don't think, maybe you do understand what you've got, but, like, I'm blown away, man. This is, you know, it's like that 1 in a billion where lightning strikes twice kind of thing. Like, this is, like, the fact that you got this, I mean, this changes everything. So, wow.
I definitely understand what I got now.
Yeah. And I know you said, you know, and I'm going to pull up the next photo here. I know you said, I think Henry reached out to Tagoa, but then you guys looked up the organization and you were a little bit less inclined to share. So this is still the only place you've shared this, right?
Well, yeah, he looked up Tagoa. He asked to like talk to them.
Yeah.
They didn't respond. They responded, but it was a blank message. So he was like, all right, let's just send it to the other guy.
Yeah.
They later called us after we talked, and he told us to keep the secret.
Uh-huh.
And they were, let's look. We're like, no, and then they proceeded to insult us for like 3 emails. So.
Yeah, they're good at that. They're really good at that.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question? When was this photo taken? Do you know what night this photo was taken?
The last night I was there.
So that would be April 18th, is that right?
Yes.
So if I look at the metadata on this photo, it says April 22nd, which is the day after you guys contacted me, or Henry did. So I'm wondering, did you guys, like, do you have an explanation for that?
So I think I sent it to him.
Yeah.
And he copied it.
Gotcha.
He doesn't have a good phone.
Yeah. So do you have better quality than this, or is this is it, right?
This is the same quality.
Yeah, gotcha. So these are like screenshots or something like that of the photos?
I believe so, yeah. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to ask him.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to ask because I was looking at the metadata and I was like, wait, this is after they contacted me. So something, it's not like you didn't have the photos. So I was like, something got lost in the data transfer. All right, so what's this photo? And this is the one that, before I saw it, this was the first photo that I saw when Henry messaged us. And this is the one where I was like, holy that looks legit. So what's this photo?
I'm standing just in the road at this moment,
Yep.
and I take the picture of him because I'm like, oh no, I want to like get the pictures essentially.
Yeah. How far away is this in the photo? Like, how far are you from the animal?
So I zoomed in.
Yeah.
Say maybe 15 feet.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. What iPhone model do you have, Zach?
iPhone model, I think it's an 11.
An 11. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
That's okay. I'm just curious because I know the newer ones. Like I have a 14, I think, and they take better photos at night. But no matter what, when you zoom in at night, it gets so pixely and bad. So, yeah. Okay. Cool. So let me leave that up. So he's lying down here. You're standing on the road taking this photo. Are you vertical or horizontal when you take the photo with the phone? Vertical. Gotcha. And then after this is when he stood up. Is that correct?
Yeah. He probably just heard us coming.
Yeah.
He heard us stop. He heard us walking.
Okay, let's look at the next one. Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, please go ahead. I'm sorry.
We were saying like, we should like call up a vet, and I was arguing like, let's at least get to him first before we do that.
Yeah.
In the trunk.
So, okay, this photo, again, it's like that super grainy, clearly far away. You've got the mouth open, the eye blurred. The sort of teeth are interesting. Anything to say about this photo?
Yes. So after he got up, he meowed at us. He ran off. He went along the fence.
Yeah.
He went right first, realized that probably wasn't the best way to go, stopped, and then went the other way.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think he was probably confused. He was stressed, I assume.
Why do you think his mouth's open like this? Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. I think he was just kind of like, he didn't make any noise when he was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I remember, at least he might have.
Yeah.
It happened fast, so I don't have every single detail probably.
Sure. But he wasn't making sound or panting or anything like that at this point in time.
Hold on. He might have been panting,
Okay.
but I didn't hear it.
Okay. Copy. Okay, let's look at the next one. Oops, I just stopped sharing. That was a mistake. My bad. Stand by. I meant to X out of the photo. Can you see my screen again?
Yep.
Great. Okay. Next one. This one I don't think we really need to dig into. I appreciate that you guys sent every photo. I know. Liam was asking Henry for that, but I mean, is there anything you want to say about it? I see the blur up here, but it's not very distinct like some of the other ones.
I think he was juggling in that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a blurry one.
Yeah.
Just following camera clicking.
Yep. Sort of same with this one, right?
Same with one. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look at this guy. What about here? Same sort of thing?
Same. He was running, walking.
Yep. Are you a good artist, Zach?
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah. So I feel like the only way that I could see this not being real is if somebody tried to draw these. Like if they were a really, really good photorealistic artist, which I can't do a stick figure, so I don't know much about that. But that's the only way I could see these being cheated, really.
I could draw a turtle for you.
No, that's okay. Thank you, though. How about this photo? What's happening here? And I see the lighting and the shadow. What's the angle? What's going on in this photo?
So this was him turning around, and I was readjusting my phone to try and get a better look at him. Because after still in front of us, though, he turns and he goes off to the fence.
Gotcha. Okay, I think there's one or two more. Two more. So that's another blurry one.
Blurry one.
And then, I haven't even seen this one yet. Liam must have got this one later. So what's this photograph?
This was also just after he had meowed at us.
Okay.
flashlight's shining at him, as
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah.
The eye not as good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same as that other really good one you said.
Yeah.
iPhone is kind of finicky with lighting, so I guess this one is just better quality, I guess.
Okay. Interesting. And then there's one more that didn't end up in the folder for some reason, which is this. Does that mean anything to you, that photo?
Yeah, that was him yelling.
Gotcha. I wonder why that didn't end up in our folder. I'll have to check. But, I mean, that one, man, I'm going to zoom in on it. And the nose looks a little funky, but what is he up against there, right? The shadow's being cast against something, right?
I think that might just be like my dad, the shadow on him.
Oh, I meant
like,
behind, like,
like-
see the outline? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's either my shoulder or my dad's shoulder or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I want to go back to these main ones here. I mean, that one there where the eye shine and looking in the nose and stuff, that's pretty crazy, man. Well, what do you think? All right, so okay, wow. I don't even know what to say. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing here. We've looked through all the photos. What else can you say, Zach? Like, what else do you want to tell me about this whole thing? Is, you know, like, you stand by it, right? This is legit, right?
This is legit. This is legitimate.
Okay. So what do you think, man? Talk to me. Like, just pitch me here, or like tell me what to do here. Like, what's going on?
I mean, get the conservation people out there, try to capture one, bring them back to like the zoo,
Yep.
or something.
Yeah, well, definitely, I'll take all the right steps for the conservation side of it. I'm thinking more like about the sighting. Like, what did it mean to you? Like, what else can you tell me about the sighting? Like, what else can you say to the experts that I'm going to share this with that'll be like, oh, this is made up? Like, what else can you say? You know, like, give me some stuff where I'm like, no, I believe Zach. Here's the story. Here are the photos. Here's what Zach has to say about it. Like, tell me what to say here.
Well, I mean, like it was there. We got out. We saw him run. He ran. He mostly looks like he was using his back legs more than his front legs.
Okay.
I didn't see a limp or anything. His tail was stiff.
Yep. Wow. Anything else? Yeah.
Yeah, like there was in the picture. He was light colored. I think a little bit lighter than the pictures really show.
Okay.
It was like a sandy color.
Okay. How big was he, Zach?
He came up to my, like, just above my knee. I am 6'3".
Oh, you're a big kid.
Large man. And so he probably came up just above my knee.
Okay.
He was maybe like 4 feet long.
Okay.
From like snout to tail tip.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know how big they normally get, so I don't know if this was like a
that sounds about right.
One.
Yeah. What Zach, what was your flight path to and from Tasmania from Minneapolis? I mean, I'm thinking through everything. Like I said, the whole lightning striking twice. A kid from Minneapolis, sorry, I shouldn't call you a kid, but a man from Minneapolis with his dad taking a late night drive and finding this animal that thousands of people have looked for years and years and years, for decades, really. That's how it happens, though, right? Like, it's not who you expect, and it's just the stars have to align. So I'm not questioning that, but like, I'm just thinking through the whole thing. Like, what was your flight path to Tasmania from Minneapolis?
Like I can't remember like the times we took.
No, not the times. Just what airports did you fly?
Oh, we went to Darwin International.
Okay. That's in Darwin, right?
What?
That's in Darwin, not in Tasmania, though, right?
Yeah. It's in Tasmania, I think, right? Or I might be thinking of a different one.
So you flew where? You flew Minneapolis to where to where?
So we drove to Chicago,
Uh-huh.
where we took the flight there at JFK or whatever it is. Flew to Australia,
Yep.
and that was pretty much it.
So there wasn't a connector, so you went straight from JFK to Tasmania? I mean, you might have. I just don't know that flight path.
There wasn't a connection, no.
Gotcha.
Pretty straightforward trip.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is why Dad will not do anything with a layover.
Gotcha. So it's just you just went New York to Tasmania.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because yeah, Darwin International Airport's in Darwin, which is in mainland Australia. Are you thinking of maybe Hobart?
Yes, Hobart.
Okay. Gotcha. That's a big that's the airport, like the international hub in Tasmania. And then you drove from Hobart to your relatives, is that correct?
Yes, Hobart is the city.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah.
How many hours is that drive from the airport to where your relatives live?
It was like 2 hours.
And then you're on your way back, is that right? When you saw this? Because it was the last night, you said, right?
We're on our way back to Hobart.
Yeah. And then you flew home the next day, or you flew home late that night, or what?
We flew home. We stopped by the airport. We slept at the airport.
Yeah.
Because it was early in the morning.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy, Zach. I don't even know, like, I got to be honest, I'm still so skeptical, but just because it's so rare, and I think that's why I want to handle this the right way. So is there anything else you want to add to anybody that sees this that might be a skeptic, or anything else you want to tell me, or anything else that stands out in your mind? I get it, right? You're driving, you saw something, you took some photos, you sent it to your buddy. You're like, that's the whole story. But, like, what is there anything else that stands out that you want to point out or bring up?
I don't think it's aggressive. It's very scary, but I think that's just what animals do when they're scared, when they see people. I don't think, like, in the moment I was worried it was going to bite me, but that's just because you don't want to, like, be like, oh, it's friendly.
Yeah.
But, like, looking back on it, I think it was not likely to attack.
Sure.
So I don't want people to think that these things are going to be hunting their kids or stuff. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a big fear of that. I think there's a lot of desire to see these animals bounce back. But of course, that's the world that I live in. So
they're not like coyotes or wolves, up here, where, like, because you're from the U.S., I'm sure you know how people don't like those animals, especially up in, like, the more rural. So I just want to, like, try to get that point across if I can.
Zach, so you've done a good job, staying anonymous with your face and the hood and stuff. Is there anything else, like, if I take this to some of the experts that I know in Tasmania and things like that, would you be open to showing your face to them and speaking through this, at another more scientific level when it comes to those that are undeniably, Zach, here's what's going to happen. With your permission, I'm going to share this, right? Can you consent to that?
I can consent to that being shared as long as my face is blurred, even with my disguise.
Oh, so you want your face blurred in addition to the disguise?
Yeah, just because I don't fully trust how good my disguise was.
It's pretty good, man. You look like a video game character. But yeah, we'll do like a blur your eyes out thing. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could find
no problem. No problem. Okay. So you consent to us distributing this if your eyes are blurred out.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I am gonna distribute this. I'm gonna try and take all the appropriate steps here. And then as I send this on, I know you have my cell number now because I was texting you before I called you before the Zoom. Can you text me the original photos, please?
Sure, yeah.
That'd be really helpful because I think going from you to Henry, to Liam, to me. The metadata's got messed up, and some seem kind of zoomed in and some seem kind of zoomed out. If you can just send me all the originals, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. I'll do that after the call.
Perfect.
Just so I'm not smudging up the recording with my hands.
No, you're good, man. That's fine. Yeah, do it after the call, and then I'll have the original photos as opposed to the ones that have played telephone already. Listen, Zach, this is amazing. We're gonna stay in touch. Congratulations, assuming that this there's gonna be a next step, right? This is a big deal. Like, if we can prove that this animal is out there and use what you've captured as the evidence to support it, and then put protections and sanctions in place. And I will be, actually, if you could text me, I don't want to share this publicly, but if you could text me the specific location, I know you named the road, I'm not going to repeat it because I'm trying to keep that a little bit more discreet, but if you could text me the specific location of the photos, that would be really helpful. And, look, it's amazing. Congratulations. Like, seeing something like this is... you're living my dream, man. That's what I got to say here, Zach. This is something I've wanted to see. I've done like 1,000 miles looking for this thing on foot and in cars, and you happened to be cruising down the side of the road and saw one. So, it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal.
That's how it is.
As
Soon as you're looking for it, you find it.
Well, exactly right. Zach, wow. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording just to make sure I don't lose anything, and then we'll hang up. But I just want to say thank you for taking the time.
Recording stopped.
It stopped. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for choosing to share this with me through Henry. Again, I'd suggest that you guys keep it close to your chest for now. And once this blows up, which it will, then, I think we'll figure out the next steps. But yeah, I'll get those original photos from you and that location. We'll stay in touch. You have my cell number now. And congrats to you and your dad. I'd love to talk to your dad about it at some point in time if you think he'd be open to that. And if not, I'm sure glad I got you.
He thinks everyone on the internet is there to scam him.
I am. No, I'm just kidding. Fair enough.
I can send you my credit card information too if you'd like.
Yeah, please, with your social. That'd be great. All right, Zach, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate this. Congratulations on your accomplishment, even if it wasn't intentional. I mean, really, way to go. And thank you for showing your face here and agreeing to meet with me.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Holy Well, there you go, guys. That is the full call. Those are the photographs that I've shared here. I don't know what to think. I'm still very skeptical. I think the whole calling it Darwin International Airport kind of feels like he just Googled an airport and he didn't really know what his flight path was. I'm going to look up. Kyle, did you look and see what the flights were? I saw you on your phone when we were talking about it. Can you see if on April 12th there's a direct flight from anywhere in New York City to Hobart, Tasmania? Because he said it was direct. He said Chicago, New York, Hobart. Okay. Right. Well, he said Darwin, and that was why I pressed on that. But anyway, to the cameras here. But holy shit, you guys, that is insane. I don't know what to think. I'm still skeptical. There are red flags. He doesn't want to show his face. He's a kid from Minneapolis, not from Tasmania. He's there with his dad, but he doesn't talk to his dad much, and his dad doesn't want to do a Zoom because his dad's skeptical of people on the internet. The kid Henry, who's a step removed, who I know is an actual person. It's not like a burner email because I have a phone call with him. He's the one who reached out. I mean, the whole thing is weird and cryptic and bizarre and, of course, very, very strange and skeptical because that's how these things always are. These photos always look like they were taken with a potato. The story does kind of add up. My camera team thinks it's legit. I don't know much about photographs, but it sure looks real. It's an insane thing. It's an insane thing that's happening. I'd love to get your guys' input. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is real, if you think this is legit, or if you think Zack is trying to pull a fast one over on me. I'd love to get the input of the masses, and we're going to take this to the next level, see if we can flesh it out, and let's hope it's a real thylacine, because I sure do. Oh, my God. I want to believe. I really, really want to believe. But it's got to be a hoax. Like, how else could you do something? I don't know. But then, yeah, these things happen, Like, it's not the weirdest thing for him to be like, yeah, this actually happened. So I don't know. My gut tells me it's some kind of fake because I'm so skeptical. But I also kind of like that he wasn't just like, here it all is, you know, like I want to make a big thing out of it. Like he was a little I don't know, man. It's so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he seems indifferent. Like he just doesn't really care. He's like, yeah, this happened. Like I don't really want credit for this.
Which is a weird way to be if you're faking it.
Right.
Right? If you're faking it, you're either like, no, I'm not showing my face. Leave me out of this. Like I just want you to look like an asshole. Or you're like, look at me, yeah. Right? And he's neither. He's like pretty indifferent. He's just like, I just don't want to be plastered all over the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense too, because his dad seems to be the same way.
Right. Oh my God.
Could just be like a pure skeptic of the internet. Like he's an awkward dude. His dad obviously doesn't want to be on camera. He doesn't like the internet. He just seems like kind of shy and, like you said, like kind of closed character.
Yeah.
But the way that he can just say these things and make this full story,
even like do the sound and everything, right?
Yeah,
like he wasn't like, oh, I don't know, I'm not gonna do it. You know, that's like if you're really, I don't know, it's hard, man.
I mean, I don't know. I think his personality leans like him not wanting to show his face and him being that kind of a shyer guy. You know, it just kind of it adds up a little bit, I think, and him recalling like, yeah, this is when it came towards us. Okay, now this is when it turned, and then. You know, that I was running along the fence. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It sounds good.
I mean, like I'm an outgoing guy, I think, and if I'm telling a story that's fake, I would not be able to make the way you can.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
you'd stumble more. You'd be like,
yeah. It was very matter of fact. Like this happened, and then that happened, and then.
I'm with you. Like I think if I was telling a lie, I'd have a hard time just like being like, yeah, this. You know, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. You know, like I'd be like, ugh. Like I'd be like, feel like I'm caught in a lie.
Yeah, like when you ask, where were you when you took this photo? He snapped right to it.
Yeah.
It's like I was here, my dad was here, I was holding the phone this way, like I wouldn't have anything to say if I made that up.
Right.
And it seems like the story all lines up. At least when they were there, taking the photos, it all makes sense.
And what are the odds, right? Like I said, it's like a 1 in a zillion. Like there's this kind of dorky kid from Minneapolis with his dad who he doesn't talk to a lot, visiting family, and he pulls over to help rescue a dog, and things sitting on the side of the road.
Right.
That's how it happens, though.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
Me. Now what? I got to get this over to Nick Mooney. He's one of the best people to look at it. And you guys think, so you guys are the experts when it comes to photos and stuff. The only thing I saw, like, look at this one quickly. I'll show you guys this. This last one is the only one to me that looks like a drawing. Do phones look like that?
If it's zoomed in with very low light, it
gets that grainy.
It gets super grainy.
Especially an older iPhone.
Especially an older iPhone, and if you like maybe brighten the photo a little bit, that can add a bunch of grain to it.
Yeah. And then
iPhone 11 checks out.
Like to me, that one looks legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The angles and the shadows and the.
I thought this one's pretty. This is the worst
I
one.
haven't even seen that.
Oh, you guys haven't seen this one?
No.
I don't know why Liam didn't put it in the box, but I'll shout at him later for it.
I had
So
seen that one.
Henry, who's you guys know who he is now. He's the guy who reached out, who's Zach's friend. He said, you know, this was when we were first talking to him. He's like, this is so cool. My friend has a new image to show you that I think he just forgotten to send me. I don't know how the hell he forgot because it's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I brought this up. I should have asked him what happened. Like, why wasn't that photo included? But that one looks pretty bullshitty to me. That's the worst of the group.
That's the worst. It looks kind of cartoony.
Like, where's his nose, too? What's going on with the nose there?
Right.
It could just be blending in.
Yeah.
You're right.
Is also like, is this disconnected? Like this area right here, it looks a little disconnected.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's so hard to say. But I mean, I've also personally seen things on trail cameras and taken photos with my iPhone that I look back and I'm like, oh, this looks like a stuffed animal. Like, it looks like dog. You know, I don't know what it is. And this one does look like dog. But the other ones look so good. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks great.
I mean, so you guys were saying maybe he drew it. I don't know how you draw this eye shine. Yeah. Right? I mean, I don't know anything about art, but like that's like reflection.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing. Like I don't care what yellow marker you have or anything. Like that's pretty hard to get that. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That one really looks like eye shine.
Yeah. It looks good. Yeah, I mean, the reason I suggested that it might be drawing was just because it's like, what other option could there be? Like,
Right. It's not AI. You checked all the internet sources, right?
It's not on the internet.
It's not on the internet. It's not AI art because I've tried to do Thylacine AI art and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
And I feel like if these photos were fake, they would have been seen by professionals already. Like,
Right.
You would probably know about these photos and know of them being like frauds.
Right. Right.
And the fact that they're not on the internet anywhere, they kind of just came into existence a couple weeks ago and nobody's ever seen them.
Yep.
Has some weight to it. Like
It does.
Yeah.
You know what else is funny too? Like you guys told me before the call, you're like the only thing maybe it could be is like a drawing, like an artist rendering.
Mhm.
And then I was like, "Are you a pretty good artist?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good."
Yeah.
It's like if he had drawn him, he'd be like, "No, I'm really
Right.
bad at art.
Yeah.
Like I can't draw anything."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like feel pretty cornered. He's like, "Nah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I'll send you a picture of a turtle I can draw." I was like, "Yeah, don't need that, but."
Yeah, totally.
All right. Well, let's get this thing edited, and I'm gonna send it over to some people before we release it, and let them look at it and give some input. And we just have to be really selective with where this goes and how we do it.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
Crazy.
Dude.